Good afternoon, welcome to the TheoTRADE afternoon video. I am Blake Young. Today is January 15th, 2026, and we're going to talk about low volatility, lower beta, high dividend stocks as we reach this turning point. Now I say turning point because it is difficult for the market to get out of this range that we've been stuck in for the last 2 weeks. And what will look like a lot of chop and a lot of volatility, and they are big swings. We're seeing them move up 60, 52, all the way down 70, 80 points, back up again. We're just chopping sideways, and the daily or intraday moves are very volatile, but the net difference is flat. So we're sitting here flat with lower and lower volatility. The VIX is falling back to previous lows. We have very low volatility at the highs. It could mean that we have confidence, and with low volatility, we're not hedging, we're getting ready for the next breakout. Could go higher, for sure. But as we test the new highs and we struggle and we have gap downs, gap up, and today a gap up close down, which is an exhaustion gap right to this zero line, and we're in the overbought area for the year. That's the space between this 80% and 100% in the white here. That is for the entire year. All of this is overbought. A weekly close, meaning tomorrow, if we close below 69.22, that would be an indication that we should be getting ready to fade it all the way back down. So it could go either way. Could explode higher since volatility is low, and we could go up and maybe test 7,200, put in new record highs. We could reverse, and it's all as we get into earnings season. So with all that noise, with volatility low, and we know that there's movement of money, we've seen that bonds have been doing better. That means lower rates. And we know that money has been chasing into utilities today as the top performing sector. I am looking for those stocks that are going to be less volatile as in lower beta. Add to that, we want to find low beta stocks with high dividends that do well in what I perceive as a stagflation environment. So as I'm watching this market and I'm seeing the uncertainty unfold, we're looking for those kind of stocks. So let's give me just a minute to go through a couple of the concepts from the higher level in the sectors and then drill down into these individual stocks. To start with, let me just show you what's going on with utilities. Utilities had a very good day today, had a very good bounce, a very good move higher. Utilities have a tendency to act as a substitute to bonds when we're not sure if we want to buy into bonds. Utilities create a very big widening pattern, and the ETF, probably not strong enough for me to chase, but I am starting to look again at the stocks like NextEra, Sempra, Dominion, and others. We also know that in a stagflation environment and a high dividend environment would be stocks that are in the energy sector. And I've been very bullish about the sector for months now, but you can see a little pause today. We traded very strong yesterday. Today we gapped down and closed up. That move there, that balance level through there, is a question mark for me here. So individual stocks I'll still consider, but the overall sector, probably time to tighten stops, protect positions, and even sell premium into it. But one of the stocks inside this area would be those that support it. So an infrastructure company like Kinder Morgan. Let's take a look at KMI and walk through this. Kinder Morgan has been flat, really for the last 2 months. Today was an indecision day as well, but it's not an indecision at a top level. Kinder Morgan, I believe, still has bullish upside and could be pushing all the way back, certainly to 28.25, but even up to 29.50. If we can break out of this sideways, 28, 29 is an easy target, and we could go to new record highs for the year, the rolling year, which brings us all the way back to 31.50. I think that's reasonable, but I will target the gap about 30.25. So if we can go to 30.25, we're talking about a 10% increase in the underlying, and they have a good dividend. If you look at the trade tab, and you can see they have a 4.26% dividend. If I know I can collect a 4.26% dividend, I probably want to be an owner. The last dividend was paid in November, so the next one is likely in February. So we don't need to try to sell put premium in there, and I generally want to get paid 2.5% to set that up. It's right there at the money, and if we want that dividend, we probably just have to buy the stock. So buying the stock in Kinder Morgan should give you a 10% opportunity this year, and potentially add into that 4% dividend. It could be a 14% stock that has a pretty low beta. You can see over here the beta is 0.69. That beta means that they only move about 69% of what the equity market does. It should be a calmer stock, a dividend-paying calmer stock inside the energy sector in a space that's not overbought. I've also been very bullish in consumer staples, and you can see we bounced out of there. We cleared every distribution, and now we're in the overbought zone for the year. So all that movement in the top ETF has already run about 5% in the last 2 weeks. It's a defensive play. We're still seeing defense in utilities, consumer staples, and in 2 weeks, we've ripped higher. But there's a lot of stocks inside of consumer staples that, again, are those high dividend payers but low beta. So if we take a look at one of our favorites, Procter Gamble, and we see how long this downtrend has been going. Look, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But let's look at it right now as how it's behaving here. We had lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We created a low. We cleared out the previous high. We're now in the oversold area for the month, or touching that level. And it looks like an opportunity to potentially buy a bounce, sell a put, or trade at least a swing trade back up to 150. Now, 150 from 145 is about a 3.5% move, but this could feed into a much bigger, longer-term trend like we already saw, and I would not be surprised to see Procter Gamble get back up to 160. 160, again, would give you about a 10% move over the next 3 to 6 months. Go to the trade tab. They have a 3% dividend, roughly, and there really isn't a reason to sell the put because there's not enough premium there, and if you buy the stock before next week, your ex-dividend date is January 23rd, which means you will be able to collect that dividend. I think it's a good trade to collect a dividend, get into the position, reduce your cost by $1, $1.05, and set you up for a longer-term trade that could turn into 10% and 3% annualized dividends. So about a 13% on a low beta, 0.366, so much smaller moves, much less volatile. So 0.36 beta that could pay out 12 to 13% this year. Now, one that is both a REIT and kind of connects to energy, and we should look at XLRE here for a minute, but one that connects as a REIT and into energy would be NNN. So it's a midstream energy infrastructure company, and it's a REIT. And so we're talking about multiple or thousands of locations, and very strong stock as far as a dividend payer. But you can see we did the same kind of thing. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We created expansion here. Now, I would have liked to have said, hey, buy back in here at 40. I didn't. Up here, I would have liked to have said buy back in at 41.90. I think we still could. So watch for this to pull back to about 41.65 because we broke the downtrend. This move here should breathe out, maybe 41.40. And then I'm looking for it to go all the way back up, similar to the others, that we're going to go back up to these previous strong resistance areas, about 43. Now, that's not a very big move. We're talking about 5% move if we're lucky on that after the pullback. But the dividend is impressive. It's a 5.7% dividend. It is a REIT, so they're guaranteed to pay out a certain percentage of their income as dividends. The beta is 0.84, so lower volatility, higher dividend yield, while we collect premium in this uncertain market. The last one we're going to review for today is Mondelez International. And it's similar to what we just saw in other consumer staples. We've made lower highs, lower lows, and then we created this expansion pattern. And again, we could have bought in anywhere through here. So we might need to let it breathe out because we do have a ceiling here, and that's kind of where we pause today. But anytime we can buy into this after that expansion pattern, I think we have a target of 61.20, maybe up to 64. If we can go to 64, we're talking about a 12 to 15% move higher from the pullback. So if we get a little pullback and we run up to 64, we're going to get about 15% return. Go to the trade tab again, you see it's a 3.5% dividend. The ex-dividend was back in December, so we don't have any rush to buy into the stock, and it has a very low beta of 0.38, which could lend us to sell put premium. So we can sell put premium for a month for February, collect a almost 2.5%, which is my spot that I like to do, 2.5% for a month, potentially do it again and get assigned in March. We might be able to collect 5%, get into the position, and then collect 3.5%. And again, a very, very low beta, which will tell us very low volatility. It's not going to freak out in most days. compared to what the market does, and it's going to pay a good dividend. So that's what we're going to look for. That's what we're going to look for in the next moves. On the way up, look for a pullback, a bounce, and a continuation back to 62 to 64. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you for watching. Join me again next week, and join us tomorrow in the TheoTRADE main room.